Good morning, everybody, and welcome here to the Sports Talk Network channel. I just wanted to give my thoughts on the impending return of the XFL that will be coming in 2020. Just wanted to share that. I was unable to give my depth personal thoughts on it last night during the ramble. I had my audio issues as I did the last time I had an actual amount of people on. So that's not great because you want to have people on. But, anyways, people are still welcome if you haven't checked it out yet to check out my predictions for the Royal Rumble. My team was there, most of them. And I did have a great group of guests as well that were able to join in, talk about the Rumble, talk about Enzo Amore's situation, talk also about the XFL and their thoughts. So um, I wasn't able to give my thoughts there because I wanted to move along the episode. I'll give my thoughts here in a separate video. And I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I really think that the XFL can be something. I really think that it can be successful. I really look forward to it returning. And I always secretly, I guess, or a little bit, wanted it to return, because I thought that it could be successful. They just presented it incorrectly with the wrestlers. Even yes, one of my favorites, The Rock, part of it. Having the nicknames on the back, as cool as He Hate Me, he's always gonna be popular for the rest of his life. But still, even that, sure, cheerleaders. I mean, cheerleaders are always skimpy outfits, but still even more so then. And now it's 2018, and we respect women in WWE. At least WWE's trying to show that. We're having the first ever women's Royal Rumble equal to the men, right? Not only are they having a Rumble, the same rules. Over the top rope, 30 female entrants, just like in the men's, 30 male entrants. Inside Royal Rumble match, over the top rope, both feet hit floor. All the rules that we're used to and have been used to for years. The men's side is now on the women's side. But here in the XFL, I think things are going to be changing in many ways. And the three things that I took from the Vince McMahon conference from the other day, yesterday, when he announced the XFL is coming back in the year 2020. So mark your calendars, 2020 is an election year. 2020. Will President Trump still be president after November of 2020? But anyways, beyond that, the XFL is returning in 2020. So that's something we know for certain that's happening in that year. But it's always cool to say, I guess, 2020, but like 2020 vision. But anyways, no. The three things I took out of the conference Vince McMahon had announcing the XFL's return in said year of 2020, that is that one, separate from WWE. No WWE announcers to be announcing games, no WWE superstars to be part of the football teams or have any affiliation with the XFL in that way. It's Alpha Entertainment's thing. It's Vince McMahon's thing, yes, but WWE is not going to be a part of it. Now, not to say that during the games that the sports broadcasters won't promote like a WWE pay-per-view coming up, but if he really wants to separate it, not even promoting his other company or his main company, which is World Wrestling Entertainment, promoting it at all. But that's up to him. That's his prerogative. The second thing I took away from it is that it seems like a very serious enterprise that he's pursuing. That he wants NFL coaches or football minds, and he's decided, I'm going to find people that know what the heck they're doing, and I'll be here in the background. I'll be just like a figurehead. I'm giving the cachet, the cash, to have this league happen, but other football minds are in charge of keeping it going day to day. Kind of what he's doing in WWE, more and more so. Now, could this mean that now Vince McMahon's focusing on this for 2 years, let alone the one that starts? Meaning Triple H's impending takeover, along with his wife, Stephanie McMahon, Vince's daughter, coming sooner than we thought. So that's another thing to think of as well. But beyond that, and then the third thing I took away from the news conference that I thought was very interesting is how He wants his players in the league to stand for the national anthem, and even if you get a DUI, you're not going to be in his league, in his football league. So watch out if you want to be part of the XFL. Now, I know someone brought up about Tim Tebow, Johnny Manziel, Colin Kaepernick. Would they be allowed in your league? Seems like out of those three, only Tim Tebow's allowed. That makes sense. Tim Tebow being the nice one, kind of like me in a sense. I mean, I don't go as far as he does, but I'm still kind. Good heart, as always. And that was the third thing I took away. The strict rules and guidelines already set. Now, in 2 years, things will be ironed out. Rules will actually be made. This and that for media consumption and for players that want to sign up and sign on to be part of the XFL. I do also look forward to finding out and seeing, what cities and towns the XFL, Vince McMahon and the XFL pick to be part of this league. Obviously, I'd like Wisconsin to be considered here in the Midwest. Do we have any reason to do so? Maybe in Appleton, maybe even sharing with Neville Field. It'd be nice. But you never know. We are still a small market. Green Bay Packers are popular for the reason that the Packers are nationally, as of NAUV, but still wanting to see where that goes from there. So I'm looking forward to seeing what towns, where the team's going to be, the team's name, team names, logos, all the other stuff, all that other jazz. I look forward to finding out as well. But specifically on the announcement of the XFL, I'm looking forward to it. I think it can work this time. The business plan that he has currently for the XFL and being separate from the WWE and no really true affiliation in that way. Alpha Entertainment, WWE, two separate things that he now owns, or XFL and WWE. Two separate entities that he owns and keep them separate as they are. Kind of like how with YouTubers, like you have two separate channels. Me here with Sports Talk Network and over at Animated Awesomeness. There are two channels. I own them both. They're both under my same sign-in account, and I enjoy them both and want both of them to do well. I do as the owner of this channel, Sports Talk Network, and that channel, Animated Awesomeness. But I barely do overlay of promoting one over the other, except for technically right now. But they're both now separate. They both are their own entities. And that's just kind of what I'm trying to equate it to, for YouTubers to know, like, separating the two big companies now that he has. And I hope the XFL does well, and I hope it succeeds because I think it can. I know it can, but we'll see if it can and if it will. I know there's some in the W universe, and I already saw it in the comment section on Facebook Live that are already saying that it's not going to work and people blah, 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 and this and that. And that's fine. That's your opinion. I'm not going to be, I don't know, I'm not going to be like others here on YouTube that'll look down on you or condemn you for thinking that way. Obviously, as you heard, I think the opposite way. I guess the future sunshine and rainbows thinking it's going to be great. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but I'm saying it's going to be good and it's going to succeed. But if you feel the opposite, if you think it's going to fall flat in its face, the Vince McMahon wasted his money, if you like some of the ideas but don't think overall it's going to work. Now, it's going to be a league that starts in January or February. I would rather wait for it to start till mid-February. Be during the off season, the entire off season. Be like a summer league, but not promoted as a summer league. Connotations that would be. But again, if you feel the opposite end of the spectrum about the Vince McMahon announcement about the XFL returning in 2020, that is perfectly fine. And I welcome your comments in the comment section below, if that is the case, or if you agree with me. Either way, however you think, don't feel like you have to agree with me. Obviously, you don't. But just let your voice be heard. Let me know what you think of this. You're welcome to follow me on Twitter at WWE_podcast or my personal Twitter, which is linked here on the channel. If you go to after watching this video, go to my main channel. My main channel URL. Go youtube.com/user/complete08, and you go back and you just click on my channel name. You go there. I'm sure most people know that. I don't know why I talk to you all right there like your kids, but anyways, meaning little kids. But point is, just wanted to share that and say that you go to the right side. My personal Twitter handle is linked with this channel. My other Twitter handles I do promote with my NFL podcast and wrestling podcast, which you can also follow me at Talking Packers with Steve, my NFL show. But beyond that, looking forward to the XFL returning, hoping things go well for it, hoping it does succeed and be glorious. But here we go. I'm looking forward to it. Should be good, should be entertaining. It's going to be different. It's rebranded XFL. It's still the same name, just not with the baggage of the last attempt. Remember, when you're dealing with Vince McMahon, with Mr. McMahon, he wants to try to do something, he wants to go gung-ho, he's pedal to the metal all that he can do to make sure everything's a success. Because who wants to fail? And maybe some say his ego's in the way and this is bad, it's not going to work. And hey, that's fine, I respect your opinion, but I think the opposite way. Because ego's going to drive him to make this work this time. As much I'm sure it did try to drive him to make it work the first time. I'm sure he didn't want that to fail. It just did. As something that I learned from a show, and yes, I am crossing over a little bit again on my other channel, Animated Awesomeness. I watched a show called My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, and there was a song in a Fame Misfortune episode this past season of season 7. People, and I'll just word it since I can't sing a line of the song sung by character Rainbow Dash. But somebody says I have an ego the size of a whale, but having, it gives me the courage to fail. Paraphrasing there. Because ego like that, as much as people dislike it, much people are jealous of it, successful people have big egos. It gives them that courage to fail, gives them that courage to attempt things, do things. And otherwise, whether little things that are big or big things that are really big and expensive that they're doing, like Vince McMahon is here with the XFL and having it returned and rebranded. I think it's going to work, and we'll certainly see in the coming years. Obviously, we'll start seeing in 2020, but between now and 2020, we'll see what news and what other things as well. I already tweeted at Vince McMahon and at XFL 2020 as its own Twitter handle. Follow both. That I would be interested to be an announcer, be part of XFL in any way. And I have been broadcasting for 6 years, so just want to share that as well. But hopefully everybody has a great rest of your day and weekend. I'll be doing my Riverdale video here shortly. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the XFL return. Stay safe, have fun. And above all else, as always, take care.